Gaza says an Israeli strike has killed more than a dozen people, including children. The victims are reportedly waiting to get supplements and medicine at the hospital. The IDF tells ABC News it's aware of reports regarding injured individuals in the area of the strike and that the incident is under review. ABC's Dia Ostaz is in Gaza with more. Dia?
Yes, hi, Diane. 15 women and children were killed today in the central governance of the Gaza Strip, or to more specific, in Deir al-Balah city to get, or while they were waiting to get nutritional supplement for their children in front one of humanitarian situation. At the same time, the IDF commented on this and said that this targeting was for Hamas operatives on the ground. So the general circumstances on the ground still dire and harsh. The famine is widespread and the malnutrition as well. And according to the integrated food security, that at least half a million of people of the Gaza Strip here on the ground is facing the starving and the hunger. And according to UNICEF, that at least 70,000 children facing and suffering from acute malnutrition, and in addition to 17 mothers suffering from acute malnutrition, and all of them need to an urgent treatment. On the other hand, the desperate people on the ground trapped with hope to hear any good news about the ceasefire after long time and after 22 months of the conflict between Israel and Hamas. But unfortunately, till this moment, the end result is unknown for the people on the ground. And despite of that, the bombing continued over Gaza Strip. So since dawn today till this moment, there were at least 55 killed. So the death toll has risen to be at least 7,000 killed since the collapse of the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. And according to the Hamas-run Gaza Ministry of Health. Diane?
Dia Ostaz in Gaza for us. Thank you.
All right, first and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who we learn from. Shalom to the hopeful elect, preaching His word in true sincerity, to you ribs, and to you sisters out there learning in silence and staying in order. I say to you all, Shalom. All right, this is posted 18 hours ago. Small Hatters forces reportedly, right? So Small Hat military reportedly kills dozens waiting for aid over there, right? You know, in that strip. You know, this was never about, you know, those terrorist organizations. Starts with a letter H, right? Because they're no longer, you know, what seems to be active, man. They're bombing now, you know, civilian neighborhoods, and like they know there was going to be aid coming. This is not the first time they did this, right? They'll basically like funnel all the people, you know, towards the bottom of that area, right? Because they just bombed the north, so they basically pushing the people south, right? You know, when you got a building and it's burning, right? Let's say it's burning on the front door, right? Everything, the living room, you know, then the kitchen, everybody's getting pushed away from the fire, right? Because you got no other choice till you're at the window, right? So they're purposely pushing the people and funneling them to a smaller location, then telling them, hey, be here at this location for some aid, and go off and bomb. This is not the first time. This is like the second or third time this happened. And nobody really talks about it as far as, you know, Congress here or whatever. Not that we care, but, you know, it just goes to show how much, you know, this devil regards life, man. You know, scriptures say that blood for pursue, right? Pursue them, because they don't hate. They never hated blood, right? So blood will pursue them. You know, paraphrasing. That's what's coming for Esau, Edom, and the Small Hats over there are Edom, man, the chief tribe of Edom, right? But this was posted 18 hours ago. It says Small Hat soldiers again killed dozens of people out there in the east waiting for humanitarian aid in that area, according to the reporters on Sunday. The Small Hatters military said warning shots had been fired amid an imminent threat and expressed doubts about the reported casualty figures, right? So it was quote-unquote imminent threat. They sent warning shots. Okay. It says local health authorities reported 67 people out there from the east were killed by small hat gunfire, not accidental bombings, in northern area in the morning alone. According to local hospitals, 70 people were killed, while the unfortunate ones out there, this news agency, WAFA, reported 50 dead and at least 60 injured. The victims have been unarmed, the outlet reported, citing eyewitnesses. Many bodies were still laying on the streets in the northwest area of the city. According to several reports, people had been waiting near a border crossing to small hats for trucks carrying aid supplies. So the Small Hatters were supposed to, allegedly carry supplies, and then ended up, unaliving some. It says the Israeli, Salak, I've been saying I've been good, man. I've been good with my words, trying to be wise, because I've gotten taken down for this. All right, so it says the Small Hatters military said upon request that thousands of the unfortunate ones out there had gathered in the north of the area strip. Soldiers had fired warning shots to avert the imminent threat, allegedly, it said, adding that the military was aware of reports of casualties. The details of the incident are currently being investigated, the military said, but added an initial review indicated that the reported casualty figures do not match the information provided by the army. Right? It goes to show, man, that this people does not regard life at all. Especially the Amalekites, they don't even care about their own people, their own tribesmen. Right? That's why the scriptures talk about house divided cannot stand, man. Esau's house is divided, right, and will be divided. Whether by choice, by intervention, because the Lord controls it all. Right? So Esau, Edom will collapse on itself. It has to happen. It's part of prophecy. Right? And we just see this man, the vile man that he is, right, and how he mistreats the youth, the elderly, everybody, man. This is why the Lord sent this nation against us, man, because we committed a heinous sin against him, and he sent a heinous person, man, a heinous, wicked, crooked nation, man, that does not regard the old or the young. Right? This is a person with no remorse, man. Right? The scriptures say that he who does evil to himself, to whom he will be good to. Right? Esau does it to himself, man. He can't be good to nobody. And if he does good, he does it unwillingly. People starting to wake up, man. Even with Nero, Esau is turning against himself, and it's happening everywhere. As a so-called human being, right, as they call us, seeing the children out there in that area, being bombed, even though I know they're heathens, right, because they resemble a little bit of Israel, the Northern Kingdom. They kind of look alike, and I know that Ishmael is our cousin, but he does not have the promises. But when you look at the children, and you picture and you think about Jacob's trouble, you can't help but to have some type of sympathy inside of you, right? Because it's just the so-called human side of us, but we know that it is of the Lord, man. A lot of people got to die, and the people gonna die. you know. But man, I honestly can't wait till this damn Esau Edom, man, he gets what he deserves, man. But yeah, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. Shalom to the for elect, preaching his word in true sincerity. To you rips, to you sisters out there learning silence and staying in order, I say to you all, Shalom.